Well, good morning, baseball fans, and welcome back here to Dick Putz Field, and welcome to the Neighborhood Sports Network, and our continuing coverage of the Minnesota State High School League Baseball Tournament Class 2A semifinal action for you today here on the network, and we are getting ready to go, wasting no time here at Dick Putz Field in St. Cloud. The field is ready. The umpires and the managers are meeting behind home plate, exchanging the lineup cards as the manager, the head coach of the Rockford Rockets, the number 2 seed, Cody Hallahan, in just his second year, along with Coach Zach Weber in his first year for Sueur-Henderson. So two young coaches bringing their teams here to St. Cloud for this Class 2A state tournament. Sueur-Henderson unseeded, but they knocked off the number 3 seed Perham 9-1 yesterday, and Rockford comes up with 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth to walk off Blake 2-1 to set up this matchup here in our first semifinal of the Class 2A state baseball tournament. Esco and Foley to follow. All the action for you here on the Neighborhood Sports Network today, and we'll get you the lineups and the first pitch of this one when we come back. You're watching the Boys State High School Baseball Tournament on NSPN.TV.
NSPN.TV, in partnership with the Minnesota State High School League, brings you coverage of the 2024 State Baseball Tournament. Coverage is made possible by your local McDonald's owners and operators, offering competitive wages, paid time off, and tuition assistance. By the Minnesota Twins, proud supporters of high school baseball. And by the Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage.
It's a beautiful day for baseball at Target Field, and you are not going to want to miss it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, oh, hey, had a little hiccup. You might have to stay a little late. You know how you go into the system and you fix it, then something else goes wrong, and then your boss is like, hey, what's that? You know what? It might be better if I just did it. Yep.
Yes. Don't let summer throw you a curveball. Come experience Soda Summers at Target Field.
It's a beautiful day for baseball at Target Field, and you are not
right, so Aiden Smith with the 2-run home run to give Rockford the 2-0 lead. And followed up by Eisentrager with a double into left center. So Rockford jumps out early here. It took them 7 innings to score 2 runs yesterday, and they do that in their first 3 batters here today and still have a runner out at second base. And now Will Haas steps in. It was Haas's single that drove in a run that tied the game against Blake. Now it's a fly ball out into center field. Feeney drifts over, comes in a few steps, makes the catch. Eisentrager tags and feigns as if he's going to third, but he's not going anywhere. Kind of one of the cardinal rules of baseball. You don't want to make the first or the third out of an inning at third base. So Eisentrager just trying to draw some sort of a throw from Feeney, but Feeney wasn't falling for that. And here's Colton Lundberg. It was his fly ball down the left field line that eluded the glove of the left fielder Oshini for the Blake Bears. Probably would have been a game-winning sacrifice fly had Onishi caught it, but it fell to the ground. And Max Edwards came across to score the winning run to propel the Rockford Rockets here to this semifinal, and they have jumped out early. Aiden Smith sets down Sueur-Henderson 1-2-3, and then it's a 2-run homer. Here's a ground ball to short. It's gobbled up by Barrett. He fires it across the diamond. And the inning ends, but not before the Rockets jump out in this one. It's 2-0. Aiden Smith with a big blow, the big home run off the Shield sign out in left center field, just to the right of the 380 sign out in left center, and Rockford takes the early lead 2-0. We'll come back after this timeout.
I've been going to college now for like 4 years, and throughout my time here at McDonald's, I've earned a little over $12,000 in scholarship money from Archways. So
Archways each year gives me $2,500 for my tuition, which is a big deal.
While working at McDonald's, I've learned good time management skills and good communication skills.
after I started working here, I convinced a bunch of my friends to come work here too because I thought the job was so cool.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
And so Smith back out on the mound. So far, he has been the player of the game. And it'll be Peyton Telejohn to face Smith. Here in the top half of the second inning, Rockford jumps out early on the Sueur-Henderson, and here's a base hit. No! Your unconventional 9-3 putout as Telejohn hit it hard out to right field. And on the first hop, Schwant came up with it. Excuse me, it was Haas out in right field. Came up with it, fired it to Lundberg, and they get Telejohn on the 9-3 putout. So playing shallow and playing near the line, the right fielder Haas came up with it, fired a bullet to Lundberg at first, and they got Telejohn fairly easily. So unfortunate there. Telejohn looked like he should have had a base hit. Here's a high fly ball deep left field. Going back is Strahler. He's not going to get it. One hops off the wall, comes off the ivy, And it is a double for Barrett. First base runner of the game for Sueur-Henderson. Trying to answer the 2 runs put up by the Rockford Rockets in the bottom of the first. Barrett trying to get him going here with a double. There's ivy on the walls here. Sometimes that ball gets stuck in it, but the outfielders are told if that ball comes out of the ivy, you have to play it. Even if you put your hands up and the umpire sees that baseball, they will allow that runner to continue running around the bases. We did see a couple of balls get stuck out in there yesterday. Last year there was a very important ball that got stuck for just a split second, then fell to the ground. The umpires killed it. They brought the runner out of the dugout, put him back at third. The run did not score, and Fairmont ended up losing the game by that 1 run. So the ivy certainly can play a part in the game, but right here, clean hop off the wall, and Barrett had a double in either case. 1 ball, 1 strike to Feeney. Now that one misses low and away, so 2 balls and 1 strike now to Logan Feeney. Feeney batted 3rd yesterday. He bats 6th today. Feeney was 1 for 4, reached base 3 times. Fielder's choice and a hit by a pitch to go along with 1 single in the game. 3-1 pitch from Smith. Right down Broadway, so we go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Smith from the stretch. Curveball is chopped to short. Be a tough play. Going to have to make a good strong throw. And Sanderson does just that. So he set his feet nicely. He made a good strong throw. Got Feeney by about a step hustling down the line. With the ball in front of him, Brady Barrett had to hold his spot there at second base. So the 3-2 pitch, Smith went to the curveball and Feeney chopped it into the ground. Good play by Sanderson to charge and make a good throw over to Lundberg. Here's a drive, foul! Just to the left of the third base bag. So Braylon Hoffman hit it well, but just missed that third base bag. Home plate umpire was immediately up, mask off, signaling foul ball. No argument from Sueur-Henderson, and that pitch comes up and in, spinning away from it, but getting hit was Braylon Hoffman. So runners at first and second now for Joe Lewis. Lewis had 1 hit and 3 official at-bats. He walked and scored on a bases-clearing triple by Sam Gupton that really put the game away for Sueur-Henderson. Sueur-Henderson scored 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 3 more in the 7th to ice the game away against Perham. Turn the table on the Yellow Jackets. Lewis fouls one back and out of play to start the at-bat. That one misses outside. Edwards had to reach the glove out and snare that one. Perham came in as an unseeded team last year and made a run all the way to the state championship game before losing to Esco in that championship game at CHS Field. This year they came in as the seeded team, the number 3 seed in the tournament, and they were beaten by an unseeded team trying to make their way down to the Twin Cities Target Field this time in the state championship game, and a curveball spins in. Lewis was fooled there, ducked down away from it, and that curveball, sharp breaking curveball from Aiden Smith, broke right across the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one stayed inside, but again, Lewis ducked away from it, so really might have Lewis set up well here, either keep that breaking ball started towards him or bust something in on the hands of Lewis, but you got to be careful not to hit the batter at this point of the count. They went up and away. Lewis swung through it. So the second strikeout of the game for Aiden Smith. Strands a couple of runners at first and second. And Sueur-Henderson scoreless through 2. 2-0 Rockford. We head to the bottom of the second. You're watching State Baseball Tournament Class 2A on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Come down to Target Field and experience a different brand of baseball. Here, this is raking, and so is this. That's baseball, soda style. Tickets available now to see your Minnesota Twins.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
That's so Sam Gupton, who gave up 3 hits in that first inning by Rockford, will head back out. The big blow, the 2-run home run.
Looking out for the Rockets, the second baseman, Riley Moran.
From Aiden Smith. And it's Riley Moran. And first pitch is a ball, and then back with a strike. So even the count out at 1-1. That one's down in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike now. To the number 7 hitter in the order, and Smith fouls this one back. Out of play to the left. Even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moran 2 for 3 yesterday and lines it off the glove of the shortstop Barrett and out into center field. So he hit it well. Barrett, full extension of the glove, but it just ticked off the end of his glove, and the hit is put up on the scoreboard. Would have been a tough error to take for the shortstop Barrett there. Would have been a really good play if he were able to make it, but just ticked off the end of his glove. And now Wilson Sanderson steps in, squares to bunt. He reached base all 3 times, all on fielder's choice groundouts yesterday. Squared to bunt, but pulled back from it on the first offering, and then they'll check on the runner. Moran over at first. Sanderson bunts it up the first base line. It's a good one, and the tag is applied. The only chance for Hoffman to get the out was to put the tag on Sanderson. It's kind of a race between Sanderson and the ball. Hoffman charged, applied the tag, but the sacrifice is executed, and Rockford has a runner in scoring position. Strike on the outside corner to Owen Schuster, the designated hitter. Pitch is low in the dirt. Schuster tells Moran the catcher has it. Don't go anywhere. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball running in on the hands of Schuster. He had a good whack at it, but fouled it back. So we'll go 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter in the Rockets order. Base hit down the right field line past the diving Hoffman. Right fielder Schwant has it. His throw is cut off in the infield. It's an opposite field ground ball single for Owen Schuster. Perfectly executed bottom half of the second inning here by Rockford. Start off with a single, sacrifice him over to second, bring him in on a base hit the opposite way by the designated hitter Owen Schuster, who gives the Rockford bench an emphatic fist pump and builds this lead for Rockford up to 3-0. Turn it back over to the top of the order. Here's Binnabone. And the ball gets away from the catcher, Lewis. And that's going to allow Schuster to take second base. So Lewis went down and blocked it, but it just caromed away far enough for Schuster to move up into scoring position again. Rockford with an opportunity here to add another. They've got 2 in the first, 1 already here in the second. And that pitch misses outside. So Gupton, who came in with a 0.7 earned run average, gave up only 6 earned runs all year, has already given up 3 here through an inning and a third, and that pitch misses away, so it is a walk to Binnabone, and Lewis is going to go out and try to settle Gupton down. Gupton is not used to working out of situations like this, so the senior needs to settle down and try to slow down this Rocket offense. Edwards, who singled ahead of Smith's home run, up for his second at-bat. Big swing there by Edwards. Down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. 1 away here. There's a ground ball to short. Second for 1. On the first, it's a double play. Barrett to Fahey to Hoffman. It's 6-4-3. Inning-ending double play, and a good way to settle things down if you're the pitcher is to roll over the pitcher's best friend. It's the inning-ending double play, but Rockford comes up with 1. Add to the lead. They lead it 3-0 after 2 innings of play. Fans, Father's Day coming up. Give Dad the gift of baseball this Father's Day as the Twins take on the Oakland A's. The first 5,000 fans through the gate will receive either a Father's Day golf shirt or a matching kids t-shirt presented by Sheboygan. For tickets, visit twins.com/tickets. So the number 1 seed, Esco, advanced. 3-2 winners. They got 3 extra base hits in the the bottom half of the first inning, and then had 1 more base runner reach base the entire game. 15 straight set down by Montevideo, but they made it hold up. Montevideo scored 2, threatened in a couple of other innings, but Esco, the number 1 seed, survived. The 4 seed, Foley, went to the top of the 7th, tied with Zambroda Mazeppa 3-3. Zambroda Mazeppa gets a 2 RBI triple to take a 5-3 lead, but Foley comes back with 3 of their own in the bottom half of the 7th, and they advance 6-5 to set up our second semifinal coming up. The Foley Falcons against Esco. The winner of that one gets the winner of this one. And the Rockford Rockets have propelled themselves to an early 3-0 lead, doing it in all sorts of different ways. The 2-run homer, 4th of the year for Aiden Smith in the first, and then a little small ball single off the glove of the shortstop, bunt him over to second, and score him on a hard hit ground ball down the right field line by the number 9 hitter, Owen Schuster. So showing the offensive versatility, the Rockford Rockets lead it 3-0. And Talon Schwant, the right fielder for Sueur-Henderson, will step in and fouls this one back to the screen. There's ground ball to short. Shuff, and close play at first. Maybe one too many shuffs by Sanderson as Schwant was hustling down the line. But Schwant with good form there. Got that glove ready, scooped it up, and then a couple of shuffle steps forced him to make a strong throw over to Lundberg, but they got the hustling Schwant by a half a step, and it'll turn the order over to Ethan Hathaway. Fouls it down the left field line, no balls and 1 strike. And there's a late swing by Hathaway. He must be deep in the batter's box because, again, that one got fairly close to the catcher's glove. It was Hathaway who reached base 2 times on catcher's interference in their win yesterday over the Perham Yellow Jackets. And there almost sounded like it might have caught the catcher's glove again. Here's another chopper, and low hop squirts through and under the glove of Sanderson. He charged it like he should, but I think he expected a nice high second hop, which I also thought he should have gotten, but the ball kind of skipped, and in doing so went under his glove. And on base via the air is Ethan Hathaway, but Sueur-Henderson will take base runners any way they can get it, especially when you've got Sam Gupton coming up to the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat against Aiden Smith. But Gupton came in, 4-11 hitter, went 4 for 5 yesterday. Had 18 RBIs coming in, left with 22. And now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. So Smith having to work from the stretch here. First time he's had just a runner on first base to be concerned with. Barron doubled with 1 out in the second. Their runner goes. He had a good jump. And Ethan Hathaway has stolen second base. No real chance for Edwards there. Hathaway got a great jump on Smith. Pitch was ruled a strike, so 2 balls, 1 strike now to Gupton. Fly ball out into right field. They play in shallow. It's carrying, and it's over the head of the right fielder, Haas. Having to hold up was Hathaway. Here comes the relay throw to the plate. Edwards can't handle it, and Hathaway scores. So Hathaway was tagging because it looked like Haas might catch that ball, but it just kept carrying. We saw Haas throw a runner out, Telejohn, from that shallow right field position. So Gupton takes advantage of that. So kind of giveth and taketh away, you might say, playing that shallow right field. They were able to cut off a would-be single by Telejohn, but that one kept carrying, and Haas reached his glove up and went over the top of it. It's an RBI double for Hathaway. It was a close play at the plate, but Edwards tried to put the tag down before he had the ball in his glove, and a hard slide by Hathaway got him in safely, and Sueur-Henderson is on the board. It's 3-1, and Gupton is right back out there at second base. Trades places with Hathaway. He's in scoring position for Logan Feeney, who swings through the first 2 offerings from Aiden Smith. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Feeney grounded out to first in his first at-bat, and that one squirts underneath the glove of Edwards. That's kind of the danger of an 0-2 waste pitch. Sometimes you throw a wild one and you get past the catcher, and that's a big base for Gupton to move up because now he can score, and it looks like Rockford's going to play the infield back they'll give up a run for an out here in the top half of the third inning. It's a 3-1 lead. That one misses off the outside corner. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Logan Feeney. Doesn't chase on the high fastball. Feeney, .213 hitter on the season, 5 RBIs and a big chance to drive one in the air, but he'll take the walk. Falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes, but 4 straight bad ones for Aiden Smith. And Smith with his 1.48 earned run average. 17 walks to 79 strikeouts coming in. It's his first walk of this game, has hit a batter. But this rally started with that tough luck error charged against Sanderson as the ball took kind of a skip rather than a true hop. Put Hathaway on base. Gupton took advantage with a double. He's at third. A pop up behind first. Giving chase is the first baseman and can't get there. Got it on one hop. 75 points if you're playing the kids game, but doesn't count for an out here in high school baseball. And staying alive is Peyton Telejohn. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner goes. Rockford will just give him the base. Strike called at the letters to Telejohn, so he's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith will work from the windup now with runners at second and third and misses high and away. Edwards had to reach out and keep that one from going to the backstop. So 2-2. Sueur-Henderson taking advantage of the air. Chopper. Sanderson has it, goes to the ground, gets up, gets the out. Excellent play by the shortstop Sanderson behind second base. So Telejohn has been nipped a couple of times on balls that could have been base hits, but on the play, Gupton comes in to score, and Sueur-Henderson has cut the deficit down to just 1. It's an RBI ground out for Peyton Telejohn. And Brady Barrett, who doubled in her first at-bat, steps in with Logan Feeney at third base. So both runners move up a base, but a big out recorded on the good play by Sanderson. Runner's going to come for home. Here's the play, and he's not in time with the tag. Did not get very far away from Edwards. Logan Feeney took off for home. Edwards retrieved it, backhanded it to Smith. Smith put the tag down, but the hand of Logan Feeney was able to get the plate before the tag of Smith was applied, and we've got ourselves a brand new ball game here in the top half of inning number 3. Aggressive base running by Logan Feeney, and boy, was he met by his teammates as he came back to the dugout. High fives, chest bumps. This Sueur-Henderson team is fired up, and why not? They've tied this game up at 3 runs apiece against Big Aiden Smith out on the mound. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Barrett as the curveball is in there for a strike. That one's in the dirt. So a lot of pitches being thrown here in this inning by Smith. It started on the air by Sanderson. It was a tough play because of the hop, but what good teams do is take advantage of that, and that's exactly what Sueur-Henderson has done. Feeney got behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, but ground out the at-bat, drew the walk, and came around to score on the wild pitch. Tied this game up at 3 runs apiece. Now here comes the payoff pitch to Barrett. It's a curveball, and it's called strike 3. So a strikeout in each inning for Aiden Smith. But the Giants come up with 3 runs. Just the 1 hit. It was a big one. The double by Gupton helped propel 3 runs for the Giants. We're tied up, and we're back here to Dick Putz Field in St. Cloud for the Class 2A state semifinals after this.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Come down to Target Field and experience a different brand of baseball. Here, this is Pop, and this is Pop. Baseball, soda style. Tickets available now to see your Minnesota Twins.
All right, this upstart Sueur-Henderson team with a 20-5 record on the season. They have won 12 of their last 13 games. The lone loss, a section loss to Belle Plaine in the 3rd round, but they came back and beat Belle Plaine twice in the finals to advance into this state tournament. Big 9-1 win yesterday over Perham, and then after falling behind 3-0, they rally for 3 of their own in the top of the 3rd. And have tied this game up in a straight call. This is where you want to see Aiden Smith. Leading off the inning, and they're busting him in on the hands and catching the corner with both of those pitches. Sam Gupton ahead. Called for it up in the zone. It's a grounder to Barrett at short in the hole. Good, strong throw across to Hoffman, and they get Aiden Smith. Hard hit ball. Barrett had to go to his right, plant that right foot, and make a strong throw across to get Aiden Smith for the first out for this bottom half of the 3rd inning, and Jake Eisentrager will step in. Eisentrager doubled behind Smith's home run in the 1st, but was stranded right there by Gupton. So Gupton got out of a 1st and 2nd jam with a double play ball, and here's a line drive base hit into left field. Eisentrager 2 for 2 on the day here after going 0 for 4 yesterday. Eisentrager came in hitting .319 on the season. The 0 for 4 yesterday, but 2 for 2 here today. And Gupton will have to work from the stretch. He's had runners on in each inning. Eisentrager 1 for 1 in stolen bases on the season, so probably not much of a threat to run here in a tie ball game. Bottom half of the 3rd. Pitch is away to Will Haas. 1-1 is the count. Haas tries to stay back on that breaking ball that's breaking in towards his hands. Tries to shoot it the other way, but lifts it foul. 6 hits in the game already for Rockford. Just 2 for Sueur-Henderson, but they took advantage of an error, a walk, and some aggressive base running to help tie this game up at 3 runs apiece. A check on the runner at 1-2, and a ground ball, base hit through the hole on that left side. The shortstop Barrett was kind of shaded over towards second, double play depth. Haas takes advantage of it, drills in what they call the 5.5 hole. And here comes the Rockets. Colton Lundberg, 2 for 3 yesterday against Blake. Had the game-winning hit, a little looping fly ball down the left field line that fell just fair. And plated the winning run. Lundberg, 311 batter on the season, coming in. Strike called, evens the count at 1-1. Runners first and second. They'll play inside the runner at first with Hoffman. Jammed there was Lundberg. Just chopped it foul. Lundberg's a .289 hitter coming into this tournament, but 2 for 3 yesterday, so raised that average up a bit. But behind in the count here, 1-2. And that pitch inside, spinning away from it. Now with 2 strikes, they'll move the first baseman Hoffman behind the runner, Haas at first. Nobody really holding the runner on at second, and he fouls it, just got a piece of it. Went to the backstop. We saw that play a huge part yesterday in the outcome of a game. Foley had a batter strike out with first base not occupied. Oh, ground ball to second. Chance here for another double play. Second for one. It's the 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. It was 6-4-3 to end the second. It's 4-6-3. Fahey to Barrett to Hoffman to end the third. And Lesueur will carry that momentum into the dugout here for the top half of inning number 4. They tied it in the third. Let's see what they can do here in the fourth. We'll have that action for you when we come back to Dick Putz Field in St. Cloud, the Class 2A State Baseball semifinals.
Hey, bud. What are you doing here?
It's Kids Day.
Oh, you can be out here.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Pablo. Just look at him, man.
Please, Pablo.
It is Kids Day.
You could run the bases after the game.
Okay, after the game.
Yes. Woohoo!
Run the bases and enjoy half-price kids meals. Experience Soda Summers at Target Field.
All right, expected a good one. We've gotten it. Rockford jumped out early, but Sueur-Henderson, the Giants, aren't going away quietly. They tied it up with 3 runs in the top half of the third. And there's a curveball that hits Riley Moran in the back of the helmet. Tried to spin out of the way of it, and the umpire's going to walk the ball out there to make sure that Riley Moran has all of his wits underneath of him. But he shows no ill effects. Tosses the bat back and implores his teammates to let's go. Number 8 hitter in the order, Sanderson. Let's flip our score sheet over and have Logan Feeney get hit by that pitch. Runner goes, hit and run, moving towards second, and what a play by the second baseman, Moran. They put the hit and run on, and it actually worked against Sueur-Henderson because it ran Moran right to where Braylon Hoffman's ground ball was headed towards center field. He came up with it, spun, and while spinning, threw a one-hop throw to Lundberg and got Hoffman. Good play by Lundberg to come up with that ball on the hop. They get the out at first, but it does move the runner up to second base, so just about the same as a sacrifice bunt. I was a little surprised that number 7 hitter Hoffman swinging away, but they decided to go hit and run there. Don't see that a lot in baseball anymore. Pop-up shallow left center field. Coming on is the left fielder, Strahler, to call everybody off and make the running catch. So it was a long run for anyone who was going to catch it. Sanderson, the shortstop, Eisentrauger, the center fielder, but it was Strahler coming from the right to his left with that glove in the left hand. Called off and made a good running catch. So 2 away here. And Talon Schwant steps in, takes a pitch high, 2 away. Saying you just really don't see the hit and run all that much anymore, especially at the higher levels of baseball, the major leagues. This really isn't much of a play that is put on by the managers anymore. Strike called, 1-1. Schwant with a good cut there at a high fastball from Smith. Fouled it back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And swinging a foul tip to the glove. It's held onto by Edwards. So 1 more strikeout in an inning again for Aiden Smith. He's got 1 in each of the first 4 innings. He strands Logan Feeney out at second base. And we're halfway through this one. Tied at 3. Rockford will have their bottom third. Moran, Sanderson, and Schuster. Coming up, Sundays, our Kids' Days at Target Field, presented by Target and Gillette Children's. Check out Bullseye's backyard on the Gate 34 lawn for interactive games, face painting, and more. Plus, kids 12 and under are invited to run the bases after the game. For tickets to Sunday fun, head to twins.com/tickets. All right, Aiden Smith able to strand a runner out at second base. And Sam Gupton, who's been able to get out of back-to-back jams, inducing the ground ball double play in both the second and third innings, has kept Rockford at bay here. They got the 2-run homer in the first. They manufactured a run in the second. They ended up getting 2 more runners on base in that second inning, but erased on the double play off the bat of Max Edwards, and then they have runners at first and second for Colton Lundberg, and they get him on the inning-ending double play. So they call it the pitcher's best friend for a reason. It gets you out of jams and gets your team back into the dugout, 2 outs at a time. Curveball misses low to Moran, so 2 balls and no strikes after the first pitch missed. And that one is down and in, so 3-0 now to the leadoff batter. It was Moran's single off the glove of the shortstop Barrett that led to a run in the second inning, and that catches the outside corner. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Wilson Sanderson bunted him over to second, and he scored on the single by Owen Schuster. And here's a base hit out into right field. They just dropped the barrel of the bat on it. Riley Moran in the 7th spot in the order. That's 8 hits already in the game for Rockford. Moran 2 hits yesterday as well. So 4 for 5 in this state tournament for the number 7 hitter, Riley Moran, although he did come in with a robust .355 season batting average. Awful nice to have a .355 hitter in your number 7 spot in the order. Sanderson squared, pulled the bat back, and took a strike. Moran, not a big lead over there. Telejohn is creeping in at third. The bunt's up the first base line. Gupton will play it and toss it, and they get the runner at first. Another good bunt laid down by Wilson Sanderson. The last one, the first baseman Hoffman had to get it and quickly apply a tag. This one, Gupton had to come off the mound. Was close to Hoffman, so really couldn't put a lot of oomph on that throw over to first base. Otherwise, it would be very tough for Hoffman to handle. So just an excellent baseball play all the way around there. Great bunt by Sanderson. Good play by Gupton. Good concentration by Hoffman on a close play to get the out, but the sacrifice works, and Owen Schuster lines it into right field. That falls for a base hit. Schwant has it. This time they're going to hold the runner up at third base. Throw is cut off by the first baseman Hoffman. So Schwant got over there quickly, cut that ball off, got it in, and held the runner at third base. And Coach Cody Hallahan is calling for timeout here. Might have a pinch runner coming for Owen Schuster. And we will. Joey Evans, they called it a courtesy runner, but Schuster is the designated hitter, so I do think that this is a pinch running situation. You can only courtesy run for the runner takes off, and they just throw it right back to the pitcher, so they're going to give the base. So Evans just took off for second while Gupton was still in the set position. Steals the base. Gupton, undeterred, came through and threw a ball to Benabos. Sueur-Henderson will bring the infield in here, try to cut off the run at the plate. Strike on the inside corner. Benabos has flown out to center, walked in the second. He was erased on the 6-4-3 double play. Curveball inside. You saw that home umpire turn his head to the left, indicating that that pitch missed inside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Gupton working from the windup. Line drive, base hit. Draw it in infield. No chance. They're going to send the runner from second. Evans, the pinch runner, slides in safely. It's a 2 RBI single for Pat Benabos. It was well hit enough to where I think even if the infield was back, that probably gets through for a base hit, but absolutely no chance for Barrett to make a play there on that hard hit ground ball by Benabos. And Rockford has responded here in the bottom of the 4th. They've come up with 2 on 3 base hits and have Pat Barrett at first base with 1 away for Max Edwards. Looking to add on more. They'll check on Benabos. Over at first. Benabos 9 for 10 in stolen bases on the season, so definitely a threat to run. Doesn't go here, and the pitch misses off the outside corner. 10 hits already in the game here for Rockford, so Sueur-Henderson thankful for those 2 double plays to really just be 2 runs behind at this point. That one misses inside. Boy, Edwards never even flinched, and that ball didn't miss that right leg by much off the inside corner. So 2 balls and no strikes. Not a big lead over there for Benabos. He's not going anywhere because his batter and teammate Max Edwards is ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Certainly don't want to run into an out now with the pitcher behind 3-0 and maybe just a little bit rattled here as Rockford is hitting the ball all around the field here. All 3 hits, hard hit balls. That pitch catches the inside corner. Edwards asks for the explanation about where it was and nods his head in agreement, in approval. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Line drive out into right field, but it's right at the right fielder, Schwant, who raises the glove up late and snares it. That ball almost got by Schwant as he didn't get that glove up until the last minute. So Max Edwards hit it hard the opposite way, but right at the right fielder, Talon Schwant, who made the catch. And it'll bring up Aiden Smith. Smith homered in his first at-bat to open up the scoring in this one and grounded out to shortstop on a great play by Barrett in the hole. 2 away, runner at first. And Aiden Smith, who came in here with a .506 batting average, was 1 for 3. Struck out twice yesterday against Blake. Big cut here and fouls it back and out of play. 11 extra base hits coming in. Now make it 12 with the home run. His hit yesterday against Blake was a 1-base hit. Tries to stay back on a curveball here, but chips it foul back to the screen. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Gupton ahead in the count. Smith has struck out 16 times. Runner goes, and it's fouled back and out of play. So in 90 official at-bats, make it 93 official at-bats, now 16 strikeouts. So Smith is a potential strikeout candidate when he gets behind in the count, which he is here at 1-2. Benabos went on that pitch, but had to come back on the foul ball. They'll check on him again in case Benabos is thinking about going. He does. And fly ball into center field. Drifting over is the center fielder Feeney, and he puts the glove up in plenty of time to put it away. So Rockford gets 2 on the 2 RBI single by Pat Benabos. They reclaim the lead. It's 5-3. And we will head to the top half of the 5th inning. Rockford leads it 5-3.
It's a beautiful day for baseball at Target Field, and you are not going to want to miss it.
Oh, hey. Yeah, hey. Had a little hiccup. You might have to stay a little late. You know how you go into the system and you fix it, then something else goes wrong, and then your boss is like, hey, what's that? You know what? It might be better if I just did it. Yep.
Yes. Don't let summer throw you a curveball. Come experience Soda Summers at Target Field.
MSHSL.org/program to download a copy of the Baseball State Tournament Souvenir Program. Leading out for the Giants, the left fielder, Ethan Hathaway.
Ethan Hathaway leads things off here. 1 hop ground ball right at the shortstop Sanderson. Hard hit ball, but Sanderson played it and fired it over to Lundberg at first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of inning number 5. And a big out there to keep the speedy Hathaway off the bases and have Sam Gupton up to plate with nobody on base. And he takes a high fastball and just sends it right back up the middle. So have a tournament, Sam Gupton. 6 for 8. 5 RBIs. 2 doubles. 3 runs scored. Gupton. Offensive impetus for Sueur-Henderson here in this state tournament. And we get a courtesy runner coming in. Carter Wilkie will be the courtesy runner. For Gupton. The pitcher. Feeney chops one foul, the third base line. So down by 2 runs. Sueur-Henderson aggressive here in the top half of the 5th. Hathaway hit a hot smash out to Sanderson, who made the play on the first pitch. Gupton singled on the first pitch. Feeney hacks away at the first pitch and punched it foul, and now spins away from this one. He squared the bunt. Don't think he's bunting a sacrifice here. Down by 2 and just 9 or 8 outs remaining in the bank. He does bunt it, bunts it right back at Smith. Smith had time to stand up and settle himself and make a more accurate throw, but he did it kind of from a crouched position. Threw it to the right of Lundberg. Fortunately, didn't have a lot of steam on it, and Lundberg was able to make the play. It's going to go down as a sacrifice, but I truly believe that Feeney was trying to drag that one more up that first base line for a base hit, because you give up an out here. Yes, you do get the runner over to second base, but with 2 outs, giving up an out here down by 2. Curveball swung on and missed by Telejohn. Telejohn's had a tough day at the plate. Hit a hot smash to right field that Haas threw him out on for a 9-3 putout. And then hit a ground ball over the second base bag that the shortstop Sanderson made a tremendous play on, through while spinning, and somehow made an accurate throw to Lundberg to get Telejohn by a step. Now Telejohn lifts this one foul. Backing out of play, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Telejohn was 1 for 4 yesterday. That one stays inside. Telejohn, 328 hitter on the season coming in. 16 RBIs, second on the team. And he flails at that one, and a big pump of the right fist by Aiden Smith as he got Telejohn to chase way off the outside corner. And credit the catcher, Max Edwards, for coming up with that, because that one could have gone to the backstop. And Smith keeps the trend going of 1 strikeout per inning. That's 5 strikeouts through 5. He was excited about that one. Pumped the right fist and gets his Rockets back in the dugout. It'll be Eisentrager, Haas, and Lundberg when we return.
I've been going to college now for like 4 years, and throughout my time here at McDonald's, I've earned a little over 12 grand in scholarship money from Archways. So
Archways each year gives me $2,500 for my tuition, which is a big deal.
While working at McDonald's, I've learned good time management skills and good communication skills.
After I started working here, I convinced a bunch of my friends to come work here too, because I thought the job was so cool.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
And Jake Eisentrager will lead things off here. Eisentrager 2 for 2, a double and a single. Dumbled behind the home run of Smith, but was stranded at second. Singled at third and was stranded when Lundberg grounded into the 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. 1-1 pitch misses inside, so 2 balls and 1 strike now. 10 hits already in the game through 4 innings for Rockford. That pitch misses inside. Again, that umpire turns his head to the left to indicate pitch missed inside. Certainly was in the strike zone up and down, but off the plate. So 3-1 now. And that pitch misses inside. They're trying to work Eisentrager in. But Gupton missed inside on the last two. And it's another leadoff base runner for Rockford. Got the leadoff runner on in the second and the fourth innings. And Ryla Moran came around to score both times. Will Haas lifts one down the left field line. It's drifting and will land foul just short of the dirt running down that left field line. A lot of room by the dugouts, but then that fence really angles out towards the 323 signs down the left and right field foul poles. So the outfielders run out of room quickly on anything that would carry out into foul territory down the lines. Eisentrager was leaning slightly, but not enough to where the attempted pickoff. He got back in standing up. And that catches the letters for a strike. Eisentrager 1 for 1, stolen bases on the year. So again, unlikely threat to run here. No ball, 2-strike pitch is grounded up the middle. It's off the glove of Gupton. Ricochets over towards Barrett, but he was headed towards second base as that ball looked like it might have been labeled for center field. No chance for Barrett to stop in his tracks and get over and make a play on it. And immediately out of the dugout comes Zach Weber, and he's going to make a pitching change here. So Rockford has started to hit Sam Gupton pretty hard. And 2 hard hit balls here to lead off the bottom half of the fifth after some hard hit balls led to 2 runs in the bottom half of the fourth. And we're going to get a new pitcher here for Sueur-Henderson. It's going to be the shortstop, Brady Barrett, coming in to pitch. 2.69 is the earned run average for Burnt. Let's check that. Burnt has pitched 22 innings, giving up 10 earned runs in those 22 innings. About a 4.25 earned run average. Barrett coming in 3-1 on the season. 22 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned, 37 strikeouts to just 5 walks for Burnt. So they'll just switch places here. Gupton will go to short. And Burnt will come in to pitch. A big spot here. Corner infielders are in, potentially expecting the bunt from Colton Lundberg. Shows no sign of the bunt there. Middle infielders will remain at double play depth. Now Telejohn will back up at third base. He's even with the bag. Hoffman is in on the grass at first base. Both base runners allowed to take a very generous lead here, and Lundberg not showing any sign of bunting here. Fouls it back and out of play. Colton Lundberg with the 1-ball, 1-strike count. And that catches the inside corner. That really takes the threat of the bunt away. No sacrifices on the season for Lundberg, so no surprise that He's hacking away. Lundberg is a 311 hitter on the season, and Riley Moran, 2 for 2 on the day, 4 for 5 in the state tournament, stands on deck. That's foul back and out of play. Grounder fair inside the third base bag. They're going to send Eisenschlager home, heading for third, and thrown out at third base is Will Haas on the RBI single by Colton Lundberg. So good play out in left field. Hathaway cut it off with the ball in front of him. Will Haas decided to try for third, but it was a good throw. The pitcher was covering, so it will be 7-1 on the putout of Will Haas at third base. Lundberg stays at first, but it's another run on the board for Rockford, and they've doubled up Sueur-Henderson here, 6-3, with still just one out in the bottom half of inning number 5, and the red-hot Riley Moran at the plate. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Scored on the RBI single by Schuster in the second, and then scored on the 2 RBI single by Binnabos in the fourth. 12 hits now in the game for Rockford. And a chopper up the first base line. They'll go to second, and it's misplayed by Gupton. I don't know if that ball hit the runner or if it just handcuffed Gupton. Rather than take the out at first, Hoffman decided to go to second base. The runner and the ball got there at close to the same time, and somehow the ball ricocheted off of Gupton. So it's going to go down as an error. Say a tough luck error on Hoffman there.
Now running for the Rockets at second base, number 13, Bradley Garonke.
So Bradley Garonke will come in and pinch run at second base for Lundberg. And a strike in to Wilson Sanderson. 2 sacrifice bunts in the game for Sanderson. Pinch runner Gronke out at second base. Big cut. Just fouled back off of the catcher, so our home plate umpire will walk the ball out and give Sam Lewis an opportunity to catch his breath a little bit after that foul ticked off of the catcher. The runners at first and second. No ball, 2 strike count to Wilson Sanderson. Owen Schuster, the designated hitter, 2 for 2 on the day, stands on deck. Remember, fans, the winner of this one advances to the state championship game Monday at Target Field. And the loser will play in the third place game after our next semifinal. The game is slated for a 3:30 start. But we'll see if we stay on time here at Dick Putz Field in these 2 semifinals. That pitch misses low from Burnt, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Second semifinal is scheduled to start at 1:30 here. Curveball is laced out into right center field. That's down for a base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. The pinch runner Gronke scores. It's an RBI single for Sanderson. He just reached the barrel of the bat out and dropped that ball out into right center field. By the time Schwant came up with it, Gronke, the pinch runner, came in to score. And Riley Moran takes third. So it's a first and third situation. The lead now is 4 for the Rockets of Rockford. They are showing off their hitting prowess here 13 hits. They send the runner. They tried to play to send the second baseman Fahey in front of the throw to second, but Moran stays right there at third base. So stolen base for Sanderson. And Lewis checks with the dugout to assure that they do want to bring the infield in. Really, no choice but to bring the infield in here. And a pop-up in the infield. Two different players calling for it. Finally, the second baseman, Fahey, gives way to the first baseman, Hoffman, who makes the catch. So a big out there. They finally get Owen Schuster. And they get him in a big spot with runners at second and third. But now they have to deal with Pat Benabose, who with runners at second and third in the fourth, delivered a 2 RBI single. And he's got an opportunity here to drive in a couple more. Again, a costly error by Sueur-Henderson on the throw from the first baseman Hoffman that got through the shortstop Gupton, kept the inning alive. And Sanderson took full advantage, driving in the pinch runner Gronke from second base. Foul balking out of play, evens the count at 1-1. That's in the dirt. Down the line about a third of the way was Moran, and he had to slam on the brakes, scamper back to third base. The 2 balls and 1 strike. First base is open here. Max Edwards is on deck. And Coach Zach Weber, in his first season, 19-5, has his team in the state semifinals. So you can't start off your coaching career a whole lot better than this. Although he does find his team down by 4 and in a sticky wicket here with runners at second and third, and the leadoff hitter for Rockford, Pat Benabo, is at the plate. Curveball misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. They might be just kind of pitching around Benabos here. Goes after a high fastball. So we're full at 3-2. So Burnt didn't give in to Benabos there. Challenged him at 3-1, and Burnt couldn't catch up to that high fastball. High ball down the first base line, foul. And falling down and making the catch is Hoffman. Good stumbling catch down that first base line in foul territory. He didn't bring the glove up and show it to the umpire, but the umpire came up with that right arm, gave the out signal, and they get Benabos to pop out the end of the inning. They strand runners at second and third, but it's 2 more in the 5th for Rockford, and they lead this one 7-3. Fans, it is Father's Day coming up soon. Why don't you treat Dad to the gift of baseball this Father's Day as the Twins take on the Oakland A's. The first 5,000 fans through the gate will receive either a Father's Day golf shirt or a matching kids t-shirt. Presented by Sheboygan. For tickets, visit twins.com/tickets. So Sueur-Henderson, 2 more opportunities to try to get back into this one. They scored 9 yesterday, so certainly are capable of scoring runs in bunches.
Hitting out for the Giants, the pitcher, Brody Barron.
And Brody Barron, who came in and take over pitching duties for Gupton will lead things off here, and he takes a ball and now an excuse me swing over towards the Rockford dugout. Even the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Barron has doubled and struck out looking to end the third. Sam Smith through 5 innings of work, 1 strikeout in each of the 5 innings. This is upstairs here, so 3-1 to Barron, and he's trying to get a base runner on here for Sueur-Henderson. They need runners, but Smith is able to come back with a strike at 3-1. Curveball, good job of staying back and being patient by Brady Barron. Fouled it off, lived to get a better pitch than that here at 3-2. And again, check swing fouls. So they came up and in. Barron tried to hold up his swing, but bat got kind of in the way of where that ball was headed. I'm thinking out of the strike zone, but fortunately for Rockford, Barron got a piece of it, and now a foul tip to the glove, held on by Edwards. So Smith says, let's take care of that 1 strikeout per inning with the first batter of the inning. It's the first time that he has recorded the first out of an inning via the strikeout. And he'll now face Logan Feeney. Sueur-Henderson has had base runners in every inning. Just the 3 hits. But 2 hit batsmen. A walk and an error on the shortstop Sanderson. So then they've been able to get some runners on the base paths, save for the first inning when they went 1-2-3. So in the next 4 innings, they've had runners on base. Feeney spins away from a curveball there. It's inside, 2-1. And check swing, unhappy with himself. Logan Feeney went after that pitch that probably would have been ball 3. So Aiden Smith doesn't need the help. He wants to work quickly and paints the outside corner. Feeney knew it. Just threw his head back and headed back for the dugout. First time that Smith has struck out 2 in an inning, and he does it back-to-back here. We'll now face Braylon Hoffman, who's been hit by a pitch and grounded out to second. Curveball catches the inside corner. These Rockford fans now starting to hang on every pitch as they know their team is creeping ever closer to a date at Target Field. Pop up down the first base line, and a collision there between the first baseman Lundberg and the catcher Edwards, and Edwards took the worst of that one. He threw the mask off. He went after it really. Hoffman needs to or Lundberg needs to take charge there and call the catcher off. It's a much easier play for that first baseman coming down the line. I think he could have easily caught that baseball, but the ball and the catcher Edwards got there at the same time as Lundberg, reached out to try to catch it. And I don't know if you got a good angle on it from our camera, but you could see Edwards' head snap to the side as it made contact with the glove of Lundberg. They will check on the catcher Lundberg here. While they do that, let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back here to Dick Putz Field in St. Cloud after this.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Come down to Target Field and experience a different brand of baseball. Here, this is Pop, and this is Pop. Baseball, soda style. Tickets available now to see your Minnesota Twins.
All right, they continue to tend to the catcher Edwards here. It's an unfortunate collision with the first baseman Lundberg, and it was the glove of Lundberg up in the face area of the catcher Edwards, who had thrown his mask aside to try to catch that pop-up off the bat of Braylon Hoffman. Well, to do that, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the other classes around the state baseball tournament. Class 1A is right next door over at Joe Faber Field. All right, now it's Parker's Prairie and Sacred Heart going at it in the first semifinal. Cherry will take on Springfield in the second Class A semifinal. Class 2A in Chaska, Matamide takes on unseeded Grand Rapids, who knocked off the number 2 seed Mankato East 4-3 yesterday. The number 1 seed Benilde St. Margaret's will take on the 4th seed Totino Grace. And in the big schools, 4A, Forest Lake knocks off Farmington 1-0 to advance. They play Eastridge, a big 7-1 winner over Eastview. And then Wyzetta, number 1 seed, undefeated, number 1 ranked, got all they could handle from St. Cloud Crush. 6-5, and then Moundsview all over Minnetonka, 11-1 in 5 innings to set up the semifinals in Class 4A. Edwards is up. He's ready to go. And we are back ready to play with a no ball. 1 strike count, making an 0-2 count to Hoffman. And it's called strike 3. So Aiden Smith strikes out the side, has struck out 4 straight Sueur-Henderson batters. It's 3 up and 3 down. And Sueur-Henderson is running out of outs here. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6 with the Rockets leading the Giants 7-3.
Hey, bud. What are you doing here?
It's Kids Day.
Oh, you can be out here.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Pablo. Just look at him, man.
Please, Pablo.
It is Kids Day.
You could run the bases after the game.
Okay, after the game.
Yes. Woohoo!
Run the bases and enjoy half-price kids meals. Experience Soda Summers at Target Field.
Let's go places.
So Parker's Prairie with a big 6-1 lead over Sacred Heart in the 6th inning. They're trying to advance into the championship game of Class A down at Target Field on Monday. That was an 11 o'clock start, just like this one. Grand Rapids and Matamidi. They were scheduled for a noon start at Chaska in 3A. We'll try to get you a score on that one as soon as we can. And then Eastridge and Forest Lake doing battle at CHS Field. And ground ball to third. That's scooped up by Telejohn. His throw across the diamond to Hoffman is good for the first out. So first pitch swinging. Max Edwards grounds out 5-3. And boy, Eastridge all over Forest Lake, 7-0 in the 2nd inning. They're at CHS Field. And Matamidi is up 4-0 on Grand Rapids. So the higher seeds taking care of business in Class 3A and Class 4A. Here, the higher seed, Rockford Rockets, number 2, coming into the tournament, taking care of business as well. Aiden Smith takes a called strike and then foul tips it to the glove of the catcher Lewis. They have a brief conversation. But right back into the box is Smith, coming off a 3-strikeout inning. On the mound, it's been Aiden Smith. Pitched all the way. 3-hitter has given up the 3 runs. But his 2-run homer opened the scoring. Now a check swing on a high fastball from Barrett. And they get Smith on the strikeout. So after the booming home run in the bottom half of the first inning, they have held Smith in check 0 for 3 the rest of the way. But it's really in the bottom of the order that's done it here for Rockford. Riley Moran, the 7-hitter, on base 3 times, has scored 2 runs. Owen Schuster has 2 singles, a run scored, an RBI. And they were both driven in by Pat Binabose at the top of the order with a 2-run single. But 4 runs scored between the bottom 3 in the order for Rockford, and a check swing here by Eisentrager. Evens the count at 1-1. Curveball in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. And on the outside corner, evens things up at 2-2. Down and in. So Parker's Prairie, the number 2 seed, trying to advance into the state tournament in the championship game. It'll be Cherry and Springfield to follow over at Joe Faber Field. Payoff pitch misses low and away to Eisentrager. He has back-to-back walks, so 2 for 2 in the game for Jake Eisentrager. 13 hits here through 5 2/3 for Rockford. They've parlayed that into 7 runs. 1 error on each team, and it has played into the scoring for both sides. There's a ground ball to second, backhanded, knocked down, and throw to first, got Will Haas. So Fahey backhanded it, knocked it down. I think he was going to go the short way to Gupton, but realized, oh boy, I got 1 play now, and that's at first. He had to fire a strike over to Hoffman. He did just that and was able to just nip the hustling Will Haas down the line. So they do get out of it. Don't give up any more runs, but 3 outs remaining to get. That stands between Rockford and a trip to the state championship game on Monday at Target Field, scheduled for a 1 o'clock first pitch. Sundays are Kids' Days at Target Field, presented by Target and Gillette Children's. Check out Bullseye's Backyard on the Gate 34 lawn for interactive games, face painting, and more. Plus, kids 12 and under are invited to run the bases after the game. For tickets to Sunday fun, head to twins.com/tickets. So both of the 2 seeds here in St. Cloud. Rockford here at Dick Putz Field, and Parker's Prairie over at Joe Faber Field, looking to advance on, hold up their seeding, and get to the championship game. In Class 3A, the number 2 seed Mankato East was knocked out by Grand Rapids, but they are in trouble behind Matamidi early in that one, 4-0. And Aiden Smith comes out firing strikes again. Joe Lewis foul tips it to the glove after he called first strike. So 4 straight strikeouts. Aiden Smith just getting stronger and stronger as this game has gone on. There's a nice true hop for Sanderson. Couple of shuffle steps and fires it across to Lundberg, and this green-cladded Rockford Rocket cheering section is starting to smell victory, starting to taste a trip to Target Field on Monday to play for a state championship. They get the winner of our next game, Esco and Foley. There's a fly ball out into left center field, drifting over, reaching up and making the catch is Strahler. Off the bat of Talon Schwant. 2 away here quickly. And boy, has Aiden Smith taken control of this game. He has retired the last 6 batters in order, 4 of them via the strikeout. He's got 1 more out to get to propel his team to the state championship game, and it's a ground ball to Moran at second. He tosses over to Lundberg at first. Hathaway is retired 4-3, and the upstart Sueur-Henderson Giants, who knocked off the number 3 seed in this tournament, Perham yesterday, sees their state championship quest come to an end with a 7-3 defeat at the hands of the number 2 seed in this tournament, the Rockford Rockets. The Rockford improves to 25-5 on the season. They are 17-1 in their last 18 games, and regardless of who advances in this next game, Esco or Foley, they will have their hands full with this Rockets club, who puts 13 hits on the board. They parlay it into 7 runs, and they will advance on to the state championship game at Target Field on Monday, 1 o'clock. And we'll have it for you here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. The Sueur-Henderson will stick around. They will play for 3rd place after our next semifinal here, and believe you me, this is going to be a good one. Esco, the defending state champions, the number 1 seed, but they will go up against a Foley Falcon team that averages almost 9 runs a game. They have 8 players who have a batting average over 300 on the season, so they will not be an easy out for the defending state champions Esco, who will try to continue their state tournament winning streak and advance to take on Rockford in the state championship game. So it's the Rockets who punched their ticket here, and they are led by the pitching, and 1 swing of the bat by Aiden Smith really got the Rockets going. It was his 2-run homer that got them out to that 2-0 lead. They built it to 3-0 on an RBI single by Owen Schuster, but then Sueur-Henderson responded. They got 3 runs in the 3rd, just 1 hit, but it was a big double off the bat of Sam Gupton, who is now 6 for 8 in this state tournament with 5 runs batted in. But that would be it for Sueur-Henderson. Aiden Smith would shut them down the rest of the way. He would end up striking out 8. Sueur-Henderson batters retired the last 7 batters in a row, make it 8 as a sacrifice bunt by Logan Feeney was the second out of the 5th inning. Then he struck out the side in the 6th,